Hello, and thanks for tuning in to my channel. So today we're going to be making some red candy apples for an Elmo themed birthday party. Don't forget, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell below to let you know every time I upload a video. And also you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Tina Sweets from Heaven. Okay, so let's get started. Alright, so I have my Granny Smith apples, and I prefer to use Granny Smith apples because when you boil them, the skin is a little bit tougher than the red apples, so it can handle the heat. So that's why I prefer to use them, and the taste with the tartness and the sweetness is also better than the red apples. Alright, so I have taken all of my stems off of my apples. So I have a pot of boiling water, and I also have a bowl of cold water. So what we're going to do first, we're going to take our apples and we're going to boil them for 8 to 10 seconds. I prefer 10 seconds. That way your apples get fully covered. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put my apples in. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now I'm just going to take my apples out of the water, and I'm going to put them straight into this bowl of cold water. And what the cold water is going to do is going to cool my apples off quickly, because I need these apples tomorrow. I don't have time to let them sit out for 48 hours, which I prefer to do, but I need them tomorrow. So I'm going to let them sit in the cold water in the fridge. All right, so it's my next set of apples going in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so now I'm just going to take them out. Put them also in the cold water. All right. Oh, that popped on me. That was hot. All right, the next set of apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And what this does when you boil your apples, it gets the wax off, so your candy will be able to stick when you get ready to make your candy apples. All right, and that was the last set of apples, because I'm only doing 12. I only need 12 for this order. So I am done with that. So now I'm going to take my apples that I have in the cold water, and I'm going to switch out the cold water because it's warm now, because the heat from the hot water on the apples. So after I change my water and put more cold water in there, I'm going to sit them in the fridge until I get ready to dip them. But before I dip them, I'm going to let them sit out for at least about an hour so they can get down to room temperature before I dip. So what I'm going to do is put these in the fridge, and then I will return and I will show y'all the next process that I'll do when I use my apples, well, when I need my apples for the next day. All right, so I will return. Okay, you guys, I'm back. So now my apples have dried, and they have sat in the cold water in the fridge for about, I let them sit in there for about 4 to 5 hours. So now I'm going to go ahead and make my mixture. So we're going to do 4 cups of sugar. Three, 4. I'm gonna do a cup of water. And also I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. Right, and I'm gonna put my color in at the beginning. So I'm gonna mix this up well, and then I'm gonna add my color. Okay, so now that we have everything in the pot, and this is 4 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water, and 2 tablespoons of white vinegar. So you're just gonna mix everything up very well. And remember, before you dip your apples, after they come out the cold water, you want to make sure you clean them very well. When you get done cleaning them, they should have a shine. They should shine. That lets you know that your apples are clean and all the wax and sap is off. Alright, so now I'm gonna add I'm doing red, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my red food coloring. And this is Wilton's gel. And I'm also gonna get my white. And the white is Hobby Lobby brand. I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of the white and about a teaspoon of the red. And if that is not the color that you're trying to achieve, then you would just add more color. If it's too light, you would add more of the red. And if it's too dark, you just add a little bit of white. And I'm gonna put my flavor in at the end. One thing when you coloring, when you choosing the colors of your apples, what they're gonna be, you have to watch out with the flavoring that you use. Like by me doing red, I can use a dark color flavoring. But if you're doing white or something like that, you want to use a light color flavor because the flavor will change the color of your mixture. Alright, I'm going to add a little bit more red and a little bit more darker. That's a little better. All right, so now that I got everything mixed up well, this is the color that I have. So now I'm just gonna go around the rim of my pot and make sure that I get all the sugar that didn't get mixed up well off. Just take some water and go around your pot, make sure you got the sugar off. If not, it will keep your candy from crystallizing. All right, so I'm gonna do that and then I'll be back, and then I'm going to go ahead and start my mixture and we'll get to dipping. All right, I will return. Okay, I'm back. So I have cleaned out the side of my pots. So now I'm just gonna take my candy thermometer and I'm going to sit it on my pot, making sure that the bottom of the thermometer doesn't touch the bottom of the pot, so you won't get an accurate reading. But you also want to make sure it's in there so it can read the temperature, but you want to make sure it's not at the very bottom of your pot. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna let this get to 300 degrees. And once this hit 300 degrees, I will return and we're gonna add our flavoring and get to dipping. Okay, you guys, we have reached 300 degrees. Now, we're going to dip. All right. It's going to tilt your all right, we have reached 300 degrees, so you're just going to tilt your pot to the side, take your apple, and just twirl it in there, and you're going to let that excess drip off. And I didn't stir my mixture before I started. Alright, so I'm gonna let them bubbles die down a little bit before I dip the rest of them. Alright. You're going to try to cover your whole apple. You want to make sure you get all that excess off so you don't have a big rim at the bottom of the apple. Get that out. All right. Set your pot to the side. Just twirl around in the mix. And I did use vanilla extract as my flavoring. This is very good on your candy apples. I like it, and a lot of my customers like it, so might want to try it. I know I usually use the Lorienne's flavoring, but I also like to use the vanilla flavoring too. Alright, tilt your pot to the side. And just twirl your apple in there, covering the whole apple. Again. Bubbling. And these apples are going in clear boxes. I'm not gonna bag them. So I used to use the boxes, and then, you know, a lot of my customers, they rather just get the bags because the boxes are more. So I stopped using them because people rather would have the bags than the boxes. I mean, the boxes look nice, but you know, they are kind of expensive. So I said I was gonna start back using them. So I've been trying to find them, you know, at a good price, so I could, you know, use them from now on. Cause when you're bagging 30-something apples with bags and twist ties or ribbon, that takes forever. So the boxes are quicker. So try to find the best deal that I could on the boxes, so I can start back using those. All right, so that's all the apples. We are done dipping. So now I'm gonna package these, and then I'll be right back with y'all to show y'all how they look.